Okay, in Sydney, right now. Okay, let it be. Come here, come here.
Sir, every Saturday we తీసుకోండి సార్ 2.5 hours అట్లా తీసుకోండి సండే కాక అట్లా పాసిబుల్ అనేది
Every?
అంటే సండే కాక ఎవ్రీ సాటర్డే తీసుకోండి మండే టు సాటర్డే సాటర్డే మీరు వస్తారు మండే టు ఫ్రైడే ఆన్లైన్ క్లాస్ ఇస్తారు అట్లా తీసుకోండి మరి సాటర్డే ఎట్లయినా ఇక్కడ 1 hour తీసుకుంటారు కదా సార్ మీరు అయితే అదే 2 hours సాటర్డే రోజు తీసుకోండి
Okay.
మీకు పాసిబుల్ అయితే
Okay. See, I have opened EC2 service in this tab, okay, and VPC service here, okay. So, do we have any server instances running here? No. So, I think so you can easily delete this VPC. To delete a VPC, just select it and go to actions and click on delete VPC. And just delete.
అక్కడ ఏబీపీసీ అని ఉంది సార్ ఏబీపీసీ అని
You can give మీకు యాక్సెస్ ఇచ్చినందుకు మీకు అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేసినందుకు ప్రాక్టికల్ చేయడానికి. So it is saying that we have initiated the deletion of NAND gateways in this VPC, however we cannot complete the deletion. We try. So today we will also see what is NAND gateway. So the instances, if we have instances in private subnet, will those servers have internet access? The servers within a private subnet, will they have internet access? Yes or no? The servers in public subnet, will they have internet access? Yes. Got it? Is that clear? Write it down. You better write it down because it looks very easy right now, but later on you may forget. So the instances in private subnet will not have a direct internet access. We cannot access them directly from internet through SSH. We cannot access the instances in private subnet directly over internet through SSH. 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 Secure shell. So I'm creating a VPC. Okay. So what are the prerequisites that I have told you that that are required for to launch an instance? Yeah, 4.
security within VPC, subnet within VPC, internet gateway attached to VPC.
Okay. Yes. So first thing is a VPC,
Security group
uh,
within VPC,
security group.
within VPC,
Second, yeah. Okay. Third one,
subnet within VPC,
subnet within VPC. That is third.
internet gateway attached to VPC.
Internet gateway attached to VPC. That is fourth. Okay. So when we create a VPC, a security group will be automatically created, right? And what else will be automatically created? A route table will be also automatically created, but a subnet won't be created.
Manually,
So I'm creating a VPC now. Create VPC. Karthik VPC. Okay. So I'm giving the subnet range of 10.0.0./16. Yes, create. This is, yes, it is recorded. It's being recorded. So now we have the VPC. Now you can see.
screenshots save this also.
So now you can see I have created a VPC. Are you seeing any subnet with my name?
No.
There is no subnet, okay. But if you go for route tables, there will be a route table with a default route table is created. So under the column of main, you can see the attribute yes. Only for the default route table, we will have that attribute of yes, and you can see that it is attached to. I mean, it is created under my VPC, which I have just created now. So the first requirement is done. We have created a VPC. Okay, and one of the requirement is subnet also, right? One of the requirement is subnet. So we do not have any subnet associated or created under the VPC I have created just now. Do we have any subnet under the VPC I have just created? No. So I will be creating a subnet now. So I will create a private subnet and a public subnet. Okay, so I will create instances in private subnet as well as in public subnet. So the instances in private subnet, we cannot access them directly over internet. We will see that. So private subnet. Availability zone, I will choose availability zone A, and I will choose the subnet as 10.0.1.0/24. Okay, just create. Okay, now I will create a public subnet. So this column is meant for a name. Okay, you can give any name, and here you can choose the availability zone. In which availability zone? So in which data center? An availability zone corresponds to a data center or a set of data centers. So I have chosen a different availability zone for this, for public subnet. 2.0/24. So we have a private subnet and a public subnet as well. It is fine. So the subnets are created. So what are the other requirements? A security gateway. A security group. A security group and internet gateway attached to the VPC. So we haven't created an internet gateway. So under the left column, I have clicked on internet gateway, and now we can click on create internet gateway, and we can give a name to it. IGW. You can give any name. Internet gateway. So I have created the internet. By default, it is not attached to any VPC. Now I have to attach it to VPC by clicking on the button attached to VPC and clicking on it, attached to VPC. So you can see I'm attaching it to my VPC. Okay, Karthik VPC. Just attach. So now it is attached to my VPC. So the other requirement is also done. Now you can go for the security group. Okay. So there is a default security group. Okay, a route table and security group will be created. A default route table and a default security group will be created whenever we create a VPC. So, but we can create many subnets within a VPC, as well as we can create many security groups within a VPC apart from the default ones. So now I am creating one more security group. Internet gateway. Yeah, yes, we can also detach. So I am creating a security gateway. So one I will create for private subnet. So what is a security group? A security group is nothing but a set of firewall rules. Okay. So I have created a private security group, and I will create a public security group. Okay, So I have created 2 security groups. So are all the requirements satisfied? Okay. But within the security group, what is a security group? It is a set of rules which will regulate the traffic, which either incoming to the instances or outgoing to the outgoing through the instances. So if we want to connect to the instances overhead which we launch in the public subnet or private, we need SSH connection, right? So we need to allow the connections on port 22. So that rule we have to create under security group, port 22. So inbound rules. So edit something. So I've chosen the security group here, public security group, and here I'm choosing, okay, under inbound rules. I have clicked on edit. From here I'm choosing SSH. Okay. So source. So from anywhere over internet, if you want to access it, you have to give like this 0.0.0/0. What it means is, from over the internet, from whatever the IP address you can, whatever the IP address that you are using, you can still access it. So how can you regulate this? So this is not actually a secure way. Okay. So see, at home you will have one IP address, public IP address, because you might be using an Aircel connection. Kishore might be using, sorry, what is your name? Kishore. Yeah. So Kishore might be using BSNL connection. So he will have one more IP address, and he might be using some other connection. He will have one more public IP address. Okay. So generally, when you have an account, when you have an AWS account and you are launching your own servers, what you will do is, you will give SSH access only to your own public IP address. You will give public IP address, your own public IP address here. So that will be more secure. If I give 0.00, any one of you, if you have the private key, anybody can access. Any one of you can access it. But if you mention your own IP address here, only you will be able to access. Got the difference? So if you give 0.00, what it means is, anybody who has the private key will have access to the instances within this security group. Sorry, the instances and which are attached to this security group. Got it? So the meaning of 0.00 is that anybody can access it. But if you give, we can also specify a particular IP address as well. If you want to access only, if you want to restrict the access only to yourself, you give the public IP address of yourself. Whatever the public IP address that you are using, you just give the public IP address here. So generally in the organizations, what they do is, the organizations will have their own public IP addresses. So they will give a range of their own public IP addresses here. Okay, so you can, the SSH connection will be established to the servers only when you are in that organization. When you go out of the organization, you cannot access the servers. Got it? So this can be an interview question as well. Got it? So how would you secure it? So if you give it in an organization, you have an AWS account and you have launched a server instance, and if you have given 0.0, later on once you leave the organization, if you have the credentials and the private key, you can still access it, right, from outside. So how can you restrict it? If you give the IP address of the organization, only when you are within the network of the organization, when you are connected to the Wi-Fi network or directly through the cable, if you are connected, then you will be within that organization's network. So your connection will go through the public IP address of that organization. So then you can establish a connection. But if you are out of the organization, will you have the public IP address access of that organization? No. మనం ఆర్గనైజేషన్ బయట ఉంటే మనం దాని పబ్లిక్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ వాడుకోలేం కదా. ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు కిషోర్ వాళ్ళ ఇంటికి వెళ్తేనే నువ్వు వాళ్ళ వైఫై నెట్వర్క్ కనెక్ట్ అయితేనే వాళ్ళ పబ్లిక్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ కూడా నువ్వు కనెక్ట్ అయినట్టు. నువ్వు నీ ఇంట్లో ఉంటే నువ్వు కనెక్ట్ అయినట్ట, తన పబ్లిక్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ కనెక్ట్ అవ్వనట్టు కదా. సో యూ విల్ నాట్ బి ఏబుల్ టు యాక్సెస్. గాట్ ఇట్? సో ఐఎమ్ సేవింగ్ ఇట్ హియర్. So I have added this rule to public security group. So let's concentrate on the public security group as of now. We will go through private subnet and private security group in the second half of our class. So now I have created a public security group. Now let's go to the EC2 service, which I have opened it in the first tab. So I will launch an instance. Okay, so you can go to EC2 service directly by clicking on services on the top left corner, and under E column, under the character E, you can see it is on the top, EC2 service. So if you just click on it, your EC2 service open up, and you can see from, yeah, this is the dashboard that you will get. Okay, there are 0 running instances. Okay, so one elastic IP address is still present. Why the hell is it present? It is not attached to anything. Release IP address, please. So you will be charged for a I'm launching an instance. Okay, I'm clicking on launch instance. So I will choose a Ubuntu server. So I have chosen the operating system. That is the first step. Okay, choosing the operating system is the first step and within the instance. What is the next step? Here under configure instance details, under the step 3, you can see I have to, under the network, I have to choose my VPC. I'm choosing my VPC, and you can see I can choose either public subnet or private subnet under which I can launch the instance. Private subnet lo anna launch cheyochu, public subnet lo anna launch cheyochu instance. So I'm choosing public subnet. We will see private later on. Okay, so as of now we will see this. Okay, auto assign public IP. So if you do not assign public IP address, you cannot access it over internet. So that should be very clear to you. Okay, if you do not assign public IP address to the instance, you cannot access it over internet. Okay, we will see when we launch instances in private subnet, they will not have any public IP addresses, but still, so the question will be, the question is, how can we access them? So that we will see. Okay, there are different scenarios for that. There is a concept of NAT gateway or NAT instance or jump host, jump box or bastion host. We will see that later on. So now we should within the public subnet, we will, if we enable it, whenever we launch an instance, it will automatically assign a public IP address. Okay, if we disable this, it will not assign a public IP address and we will not be able to access the instance. We have to manually assign a public IP address to it. So now I have I'm enabling it. Okay, we will look at what are IAM roles and all this stuff in further classes. Okay, next add storage. Here I will give a 20 GB, that should be fine. Add tags. So I will add a tag name, Karthik test. Security. So see, it is already saying that rules with source 0.0 allow all IP addresses to access your instance. So I already told you, right? If it is 0.00, it allows anybody to access anybody who has a private key, they can access the instance. So that is not actually secure. What is suggested is you should use your own IP address, your own public IP address here in this column. So that way only you will have the access. Review and launch instance. And click on launch. So you don't have any key pair here. What I will do is I will create my own key pair. Okay, Karthik, what is the region here? Sydney. So Sydney, the Sydney region. Okay, download key pair. So what does the key pair consist of? Pair. It means you have two keys. So what are the two keys? Public key and private key. Okay, so which key will be copied to the instance? Public key will be copied to the instance. So the key which I have downloaded now, it is private key. So private key will have .pem at the end. Okay, at the end of its name. So I have just downloaded it. You can see it is downloaded, right? Karthik-Sydney.pem. Okay, so private keys have the extension of .pem. Okay, so launch instance. View instances. So now you can see the instance is being launched. I have told you the status checks are going on, right? The status checks are of two types, as I told you, system status check and instance status check. Before I have told you, what does system status check do? That is also an important question.
Checks monitor the AWS system.
Checks.
Monitor the AWS system required to use the instance. అంటే ప్రాపర్లీ ఫంక్షన్ అవుతుందా లేదా
ఏం ప్రాపర్గా ఫంక్షన్ అవుతుందా లేదా
AWS system.
AWS instances కాదు.
System.
Instance, we have two types of checks, okay? System status check and instance status check. Kishore chalo. Operating system checks. చెప్పు అదేంటి అది దేని కిందకి వస్తుంది? ఇన్స్టెన్స్ కిందకి వస్తుందా సిస్టమ్ కిందకి వస్తుందా?